Hello everybody, I am Lightning Stripe and sound the alarms because we've got two trailers. No intro today. This is too important. I'm gonna skip ahead of the usual intro talk. The link is in the description if you wanna see them. If you have, let's get straight into it. So, first things first, Twilight. While most people think it's a road Alicorn being projected through the crystals, I actually believe this is someone else, or something else. The Tree of Harmony. You see, the Twilight that shows up isn't the same height as the Twilight from the last problem, and when it comes to Alicorns, height matters. We've seen the tree take the form of Twilight before, and I think it's doing it again now. It could also mean that the crystals are made of parts of the old tree, or from some of the roots under the school, or the Treehouse of Harmony. That last possibility could explain why it seems to be a normal tree now, because it could have been drained to make the new crystals. Second, Sprout is back. Through the Tell Your Tale series, which I'll talk more about in a later video, Sprout hasn't shown up, and Hitch has been looking for a new deputy. Now, it seems we finally have an answer as to where he was, and based on that hat, I'd say he's serving community service as punishment for his past acts. We also see how Earth Pony magic is getting stronger, and now both Hitch and Sprout can grow plants. With Sprout, I find it very interesting. If you remember anything from the CMCs, you remember how sometimes your cutie mark knows your purpose before you do, like with Diamond Tiara. I believe this is the same case for Sprout, since the plant he grows is the exact same plant as the one in his cutie mark. What I believe this means is that his power is going to play a big role in the new series, hopefully in a way that he can use to make up for his mistakes. We also received some more clips of Maretime, Sparky Sparkeroni the Dragon, Sunny doing magic, yada yada. But what I'm most interested in is this. While most bronies have been focusing on things like who's Opaline or what happened to Twilight, I've been over here completely overanalyzing my new favorite character, Misty. Sorry Hitch, it just wasn't meant to be. In the past, I've done a couple character analysis for her, and now the trailer seems to be proving me right, at least in some ways. It seems that Misty was indeed sent out as a scout for her queen, bringing information back to her which she'll use to take over. Now, let's get overanalyzing, shall we? From what we see of her, she does indeed seem to be working as a scout for Opaline, although she doesn't seem to be very good at it, seeing as she's doing this in a wide open space. During this scene, I also noticed something very interesting. She has no cutie mark. And no, this is not a case of it being on a different side, she simply doesn't have one. For example, look at the ponies in the background and in other scenes. The cutie mark is on the right side, and here we can see that there's nothing where Misty's should be. Another hint to cutie marks being a key element in the series. You know, besides the fact that it's called Make Your Mark. And this also means that she has no special talent, or at least that she hasn't discovered it yet. Maybe this is why Zip seems so intrigued with her in one of the screen caps that we received. A pony of her age without a cutie mark is no doubt going to attract attention, but then again, it's better than walking around as an Alicorn. Now, after she's done scouting, she goes back to Opaline's castle. Not only do we get a better view of it, but we also get to see Misty and Opaline interact and talk, which we haven't seen them do yet, and this brings a goldmine of a scene.
Well, what have you found?
Magic has returned to Equestria like you said.
Excellent. If you're going to maniacal laugh with me, Misty, at least be in sync. Ready? And...
Here we go!
Now, in terms of character, this gives us a lot to work with. First, her actions showed that she wants the approval of Opaline, hence the copying. At the same time, she's also young and naive, as is shown by the way she acts when Opaline stops to correct her. I also think she's unaware of Opaline's real plan, whatever that may be. Scouts are usually left out of the loop. Their job is only to gather information and deliver it to their leader, meaning sometimes they don't even know they're working for someone bad, and I think this is the case with Misty. What this means is that she'll most likely have a change of heart once she realizes that Opaline's real plan is to hurt the ponies she's been scouting around, ponies which she's probably gotten used to. The interesting thing is actually how Opaline acts. We've all seen her as this evil character that wants control of Equestria, much like Sombra and Chrysalis, so we've pictured her around those two monarchs. However, the way she acts around Misty completely threw me off. For a normal viewer, this seems like Opaline showing her control over Misty, and while that's true, there's much more to this than meets the eye. Let's go look at our other villains for example. If someone did a maniacal laugh of Sombra, he'd crystallize them on the spot. Chrysalis, meanwhile, if a drone was stupid enough to laugh alongside her, would probably glare into their eyes until they stopped, and then go on with her business. Both of these rule through command and fear. They're the ones in charge and you better remember it. Back to Opaline, although she does code Misty, she also tells her to go again. She gives her a second chance. In other words, she cares. And that's something very little villains do. I thought of two possibilities of why this could be. One is that the two are somehow related, meaning Misty could be Opaline's nephew or something. It could also be her daughter, but I highly doubt it. Another possibility is that she sees Misty as her protege, and is training her to become her replacement, or her right foot Mia, which would be an interesting change from the other villains, since they all only seem worried about themselves, and since they usually have very long lifespans, they don't train others in order to make sure that they're not overthrown. Whatever it is, this changes a lot of things we thought we knew about these two characters. And with that, it's time to speculate. What I predict is gonna happen is that Misty goes scouting for a while, getting used to the ponies of Matham Bay and the main five, and bringing back more information after some time. Soon, Opaline decides to send Misty out for longer and gives her that communication device that we saw her use in the trailer. This makes it so that Misty doesn't have to keep going back to the castle every day to pass information. However, this also leaves Opaline with a lot of free time on her hooves, times that she can use to practice her magic in preparation for the takeover. In other words, Opaline can start getting ready while receiving more and more detailed information. This also gives Misty more time to get used to the other ponies, meaning they'll probably start becoming friends, or at least Misty's gonna start caring about them a little. The changes start as Opaline begins to get closer and closer to full power. One way or another, Misty begins to be suspicious of her leader, and might even ask one of her maritime friends for advice, without letting them know about Opaline of course. The day she realizes Opaline's true plan, I believe will be the same day that the main five help her find her cutie mark, just to add to the realization. This will probably lead her to abandon Opaline and tell Sunny about the evil Alicorn, which will lead her to tell Maritime Bay, which is probably what this scene is all about.
I have a really important announcement, one that will change all of our lives.
But what do you think? Is that the Tree of Harmony? What is Opaline's true plan? Will Misty and Sprout redeem themselves? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, remember, friendship is magic.